Hello folks, my name is Rojo and welcome back to StarCrawlers. We're doing another class-based extra video here. Basically I just want to talk about the engineer's abilities real quick. And kind of why I decided to choose him. So first tree, engineer has the ability to make all of these different robots. Now the junker allows us to create a robot that will attack enemies for a very minor amount of damage, but he can apply some debuffs, and he can do corrosion, which I guess is like an acid-based dot, is my guess. And the corrosion does more damage than his actual attack does. And then eventually, I guess we can make him blow up and deal damage to all enemies. Then in the next tier, we can pick up Blasto. Blasto is like someone who's good, or a robot who's good at fixating on a single target, because he keeps getting more attacks as he continues to attack that target, as well as some additional bonuses like destroying armor, as you can see, an extra hit chance. Then we have the Thumper, which deals damage to multiple enemies based on positioning, I believe. Yeah, random target and adjacent foes. And I'm assuming these can all be destroyed because it's mentioning max health, so they can be targeted by enemies. And then we've got the Sapper. Let's see, the Sapper drains shields, and it stores shields that it drains. And when we blow it up, we get those shields on ourselves. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And also it can heal our constructs for 100% health. Is it their health or its health? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's interesting. Special delivery. Your next construct deployed is full of explosives. So it does extra damage and it stuns. That seems pretty good, to be honest. Because not only will it stun, but it could also be... They'll also get another debuff as it ranks up. Twofer gives us a bonus construct when we deploy one, and gives the current construct that we deployed, or the one that we originally deployed, some bonuses while it's out. And Master Builder makes it cheaper for us to deploy our constructs. So yeah, we have this gigawatts ability. Our abilities will cost gigawatts, and we get, I think, one back every turn, basically. So this next tree is sort of our, kind of like a little bit of a bread and butter tree, where we have our Pneumato Fist, which, as we continue to use it, gets a little bit better until we stop using it. Which, by the way, there is a malfunction chance. These don't have any malfunction chance, but this does. So, yeah, 10% chance that it fucks up, basically, and stuns a random combatant. Although, if we rank it up enough, that malfunction will only target enemies, so we don't have to worry about it quite so much. But yeah, it's interesting. This is kind of like a supporty tree, I guess. And I think it's interesting. I like some of the passive stuff, like this quick stop here. Basically gives us a buff at the beginning of every combat, and then that buff will sort of tick down every turn on a given character, down to much less than what it was, but still something. And then we've got Rumble Pack, which does a little bit of damage and slows enemies a little bit, and also messes with their hit chance and stuff. It's interesting. Then this seems pretty good. The Railgun, use a couple gigawatts, and we can pierce armor and do 175% weapon damage. That seems pretty powerful. But it can't pierce shields, so that's important to keep in mind if we do go that route. Ornery, we get stun resist and we heal each turn. And the nice thing is, if we rank it up enough, we actually have all of our allies heal at the start of combat. Now I don't know if that's an instantaneous heal or not, because a lot of the time the way these healing abilities work is it applies a what's called a regeneration buff, basically, to one of our allies, or all of our allies, or whoever. But the catch is, you can only have one regen buff on at a time, so I'm assuming, you know, only the most powerful one will apply, and they never are applied until it's actually your turn in combat. So I'm curious as to how that actually works based on the wording there. And we have a chance to get back up if we die. Alternatively, we can get Overshield, which we get gigawatts, and then once we have charged enough, so after enough turns of combat, basically, I guess, assuming that we've used gigawatts during that time, we will be able to get an Overshield, which basically, I guess, just is just extra HP or something like that. Something like that. Or no, I guess, no, I was thinking of barriers. Yeah, barriers are a separate thing that another character can do, but no, this just gives us resistance, I see, okay. And then we have upgrade. Kind of a similar deal. We generate gigawatts to charge it, and once we get the 5 charges, we buff all of our allies. So that seems pretty good as well. However, this is the tree that I think I'm most interested in. We can get Bolte. Basically, we summon a more powerful construct who sticks around and doesn't ever deconstruct himself. And he doesn't do a lot of damage, but we get these extra abilities that he can do. So, like Strafe, for example, we can attack all the enemies on the screen and taunt them, which means that they will attack Bolte. And then we have Rocket Elbow, which just does some damage and a stun. Then we've got Shot Blocker, which isn't a taunt, but Bolte will basically try to take or like soak attacks from a specific target. And we get Power Drain, which what does this do? This eats shields basically, and then buffs Bolte. And this is a passive that makes Bolte just generally better. And then we get this one, which basically allows Bolte to start using all of these abilities, even if we don't have them equipped. He can just use them on his own, and it doesn't cost any gigawatts. So I think, long term, he could be really good. And the nice thing is, once we get to rank 3 of Deploy Bolte, he comes out automatically at the beginning of combat. So we don't even have to do anything. He's just there, and he'll take his turns and do his attacks, or his basic attacks anyway, even though they're not super great. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's interesting, and I like Bolte. So at any rate, yeah, that's the gist of the engineer. Not sure if it says where it says we can use what items, but as far as I know, the engineer can use all types of armor, light, medium, and heavy, and they can use a wide array of weaponry. I think we start with a shotgun typically, yeah. But he can use like heavy weapons, rifles, etc., etc. I think maybe even some melee weapons. So yeah, pretty good stuff. I guess I should have named him. Maybe can I character filing combat? We can edit his name here if we want to. What would we like to call him? How about Torque? So clever. And we can actually do, that's cool. We can do some custom images. That's a nice touch. I hadn't even seen that little button until now. There we go. Now he's Torque, the engineer, instead of Bear. Alright, well, that is going to be a little bit about the engineer. Until next time, my name has been Rojo, and thanks for watching.